this is a little different. Basically, I've not got any regular scheduled stuff planned for this channel at the moment, and I thought, do you know what? I need to keep a little bit of a diary for myself. I need to keep on track of my own deadlines, and also it'd be nice to fill you guys in on a few things that are happening and have been happening in my life. So without further ado, welcome to my week. First up, with regards to YouTube, they're apparently tightening the rules once again. More stuff is coming out, so I don't want to comment on it just yet because we're still getting stories on the specifics, that is, I don't want to comment, but it looks like their first step was to restrict temporarily monetization on Logan Paul's content. That's YouTube's equivalent of a slap on the wrist for Logan Paul and the stuff he's been doing recently. I feel, however, that's only been put into place because of his, like, continuing cock-ups. The most recent one being torturing a dead rat and putting a fish on land and watching it struggle to breathe in his latest vlog. Because, you know, these aren't the signs of a psychopath whatsoever after he filmed next to a dead body and didn't once think that maybe that was a bad idea to put on the internet in front of the children who watch him. But whatever. So YouTube are planning to do more stuff going forward. There are new restrictions and new features that are on the way, but I'll talk more about that next week, inevitably, when we have more information. What I will say is this: I don't think temporarily suspending Logan Paul's monetization and his AdSense, even though it's already been slashed in half, is enough to send a message. I think what you need to do, it might be harsh, tell me in the comments down below, I think what you need to do is you need to demonetize all of his existing content, just completely demonetize all of his existing stuff, and be stricter on him going forward. So he has to actually work within the rules. Because the YouTube algorithms have failed. They've completely failed. They target LGBTQ content. They target stuff with swearing despite context. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're able to do that, why can't they make slightly touchier topics into age-restricted content, which means you have to be 18 and over to watch it? Why block monetization or block videos outright? It's ridiculous and it's stupid, and they need to work at it, but, you know, setting an example to arguably the face of YouTube right now would be the best way to go, I think, but I'll keep you posted. My lovely friend Katie released her first book this week, Dear Katie, which is available now from all good bookstores. You can get it online as well on Amazon. It's a fantastic guide for young people, co-written by young people. Katie's a big advocate of mental health and anxiety awareness and things like that in young developing minds, especially older kids and teenagers going into young adulthood. And what she's done with that book is she got a load of people, a load of kids, a load of teenagers to write in with stuff that was on their mind. Things that were bothering them, things that were troubling them, stuff about their sexuality, about anxiety, about friendships, about relationships, about their relationship with their family. And Katie is basically agony-anted for an entire book. I mean, it's a big read. There is a lot in here and a lot of information to talk about her experiences and give advice. Definitely worth a read if you are, because I know, based on my analytics, I know that a lot of you are within your mid to late teens. Definitely worth a read, because you may think you've grown up, but there's stuff you need to learn, and this could certainly help. And definitely worth a read if you're a young adult as well, who wants to either get in touch with what their younger siblings or their kids are thinking and going through, or simply just still don't feel quite reassured within yourself. Give it a look. Dear Katie, love you, Thistle, very proud of you. You're a published writer with a book. Nailing it, well done. If you like watching kids TV, or you've got people in the house who watch kids TV, you may have seen that All Over the Place has been continuing over on the CBBC channel. The most recent episode featured a segment I shot with the wonderful Johnny Pitts in the rock garden in India, in Chandigarh. You can have a look at that here, or on the screen somewhere, where I played Professor Snape, because I did it in a sketch in the last series of All Over the Place Asia, and the team behind the show really enjoyed it that much that they wanted me to do it again. And it's not the only time he'll appear in this series, so keep an eye out for that. Also see if you can spot in both performances very subtle idiosyncratic references to a Harry Potter musical. Because if you're going to put me in a snake wig, it's not just Alan Rickman I'm going to be taking off. Because that's absurd.
Thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man, so Sniper, are you going to show me around then?
I'm not a tour bus, you know.
Come on.
All right then.
And finally, for now, Big Damn Cast continues over on my other YouTube channel. I do stuff for Foo fans and the Big Damn channel here on YouTube. Big Damn Cast is happening weekly. We're planning some new shows at the minute because we're in a weird place with it. It's got a very small, very dedicated fan base, does Big Damn Cast. It gets constant downloads. The numbers haven't gone down at any point, but they've stopped going up. And I say this, as I say of anyone, not just stuff I work on, but of any content creator you're enjoying the work of. If you enjoy it, spread the word. We don't owe you a thing, and you don't owe us a thing in terms of, you know, like growing as a community. Maybe we're not making stuff that's pulling in audiences, but at the same time, the way these things grow is by word of mouth. And I have a feel at the moment that the stuff we're doing for Big Damn Channel is very contained. I have a feel that it's a small group, of a small, very dedicated, very passionate group, but a small group, and it's not going further than us. And I think looking at that from the outside, people might be like, oh, it's just them. So, you know what I mean? We want to feel inclusive and not too exclusive. So if you enjoy Big Damn Channel, Big Damn Cast, and the videos and the podcast, the weekly podcast we produce, and you want to hear like my movie reviews and stuff, and also you don't mind a bit of naughty language, then go and subscribe to the Big Damn Channel and tell people about the podcast. It's on iTunes, it's on SoundCloud, and it's on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. Just trying something out a bit new. I'll be back again, same time next week, with another week of my week. Another week's worth of my week. You get the idea.